Have you ever watched a younger colleague walk into the boss's office and walk out with the promotion you worked 10 years to earn? Maybe you stayed late every Tuesday for 6 months on that project. Maybe you trained 3 new hires who now earn more than you. You show up early. You never complain. You know every process backward and forward. Yet somehow they keep moving up while you stay exactly where you are. That quiet feeling in your chest when the email arrives? Another announcement you weren't part of. Here's what you need to know. It was never about your effort. It was about a gap you couldn't see. And one man discovered how to close it in exactly 180 days. This feeling is real, and it is not your fault. Companies don't promote experience alone anymore. They promote people who solve tomorrow's problems today. But no one told you this rule changed. You followed the old contract. Work hard, be loyal, wait your turn. That contract expired while you were keeping your head down. You are not lazy. You are not unqualified. You simply missed the shift happening right beside you. But what if I told you the gap between you and that promotion is smaller than you think? It is not about age. It is not about favoritism. It is about 4 specific skills anyone can learn. This is the story of Mark Rivera, a 47-year-old logistics coordinator in Phoenix. For 12 years, Mark did everything right. He arrived at 7:15 a.m. sharp. He knew every supplier's phone number by heart. He fixed problems before managers even noticed them. Yet 5 times in 4 years, he watched younger employees, some half his age, receive promotions he deserved. He felt invisible. He felt obsolete. He started believing the whispers in his own mind. Maybe I am too old to learn new things. Little did Mark know, everything was about to change after one ordinary Tuesday meeting where he finally asked the right question. Mark lived in a small 2-bedroom apartment with his 14-year-old daughter, Sophia. Every morning at 5:30 a.m., he made her breakfast before his 1-hour bus ride to the warehouse district. His salary covered rent and groceries, but college savings for Sophia existed only as a hope written on a sticky note. At work, Mark wore the same blue polo shirt for 12 years, company policy, but also comfort. He knew where every box belonged. He could predict shipping delays before the system flagged them. But during promotion interviews, something always went wrong. The young hiring manager would ask about data visualization or cross-functional alignment. Mark would describe how he manually tracked shipment patterns in a notebook. He saw their eyes glaze over. After the 5th rejection, a position given to a 29-year-old who had worked there 18 months, Mark sat in his car for 47 minutes after work. Rain tapped the windshield. He replayed the interview in his mind. "Your experience is valuable," the director had said, "but we need someone who can translate that experience into modern systems. Translation: you are outdated." That night, Sophia asked about her college tour. Mark smiled and said, "Soon." But in the bathroom mirror, he saw a man carrying invisible weight. His shoulders curved forward. His hands, once steady, now trembled slightly when he poured coffee. He had tried everything he knew, working harder, staying later, volunteering for extra shifts. None of it mattered. The system had changed its language, and he no longer spoke it. He felt like a library full of wisdom that nobody knew how to access. The worst part? He started avoiding eye contact with younger colleagues, not from anger, from shame. He believed their success proved his failure. One evening, Sophia showed him a school project on her laptop. She clicked effortlessly between 5 applications, dragging data into charts that made Mark's head spin. "Dad, it's easy," she said. In that moment, he didn't feel proud. He felt ancient. He went to bed that night wondering if his best years were truly behind him. The next morning, he almost called in sick for the first time in 7 years. Mark did not call in sick. Instead, he arrived early and sat at his desk watching 26-year-old Jessica lead a team meeting. She projected a simple chart showing delivery trends. Managers nodded seriously. Mark realized something painful. Jessica's data came from reports he had manually compiled for years. She had just learned to present it differently. After the meeting, Mark did something unusual. He walked to Jessica's desk. "Can I ask you a question?" he said, voice quieter than intended. She looked up, surprised but kind. "How did you make that chart?" For 20 minutes, Jessica showed him Google Sheets, something Mark had avoided because Excel was enough. She demonstrated pivot tables, conditional formatting, how one click revealed patterns Mark spent hours calculating by hand. But the real discovery came when Mark asked why she learned these skills. "My last job laid off everyone over 40, she said gently. "I promised myself I would never be replaceable again." Those words struck Mark like physical force. Replaceable. Not unqualified, not lazy, replaceable. That evening, he visited the public library where he sometimes volunteered helping adults learn to read. He found Maria, the literacy coordinator, closing up. "Maria," he asked, "how do adults learn new things when they feel too old?" She smiled. "Age has nothing to do with it. The brain learns through repetition and relevance. You must connect new skills to something you already care about." She handed him a book called The Four Bridges. That night, Mark read until 1 a.m. The book explained that career stagnation happens when we master one domain but fail to build bridges to adjacent skills. Experience becomes a prison when we stop connecting it to new tools. Mark identified his 4 bridges. First, digital fluency, not to become a programmer, but to translate his operational knowledge into visual data. Second, concise communication, the ability to explain complex logistics in 3 clear sentences. Third, business context, understanding how his work affected company profit, not just daily tasks. Fourth, and most important, the learning habit itself, 15 minutes daily of deliberate skill building. At first, Mark didn't believe it would work. "I am 47, he told his reflection. "My brain is not plastic like theirs." But then he remembered Sophia's college fund. He remembered the shame in his own eyes. He made a decision that changed everything. For the next 180 days, he would spend 60 minutes before work learning these 4 skills. No excuses, no skipping days. He would start tomorrow at 5 a.m. His first action was simple. He downloaded Google Sheets on his phone. He watched one 5-minute tutorial while waiting for the bus. His hands shook pressing the buttons. He made mistakes. He felt foolish, but for the first time in years, he felt movement. Day 1 began with frustration. Mark tried to recreate his manual shipment tracker in Sheets. Cells turned red with error messages. He almost deleted the app, but he remembered Maria's words, "Repetition builds new pathways." He tried again. Day 7 arrived. Mark could now sort data without errors. Small win. He felt a flicker of hope. Day 15 brought the first major setback. During a team huddle, Mark attempted to share a simple chart he created. He fumbled with the projector. The image appeared sideways. A junior analyst smirked. Heat rose in Mark's neck. That evening, he almost quit. "This is for young people," he told himself. "I look ridiculous trying." But Sophia came home with a failed math test. She cried at the kitchen table. Mark sat beside her. "Remember when you couldn't read chapter books?" he asked. "You practiced 20 minutes every night for 3 months. You did not quit because it felt hard." He realized he was teaching his daughter persistence while abandoning it himself. Day 16 began with renewed commitment. He added a rule. After each learning session, he would write 1 sentence about what he discovered. This created evidence of progress his mind could not deny. Day 28, Mark mastered pivot tables. He recreated 6 months of shipment data in 20 minutes, a task that previously took him 2 full days. The numbers revealed a pattern. Tuesday shipments to the Midwest consistently arrived late due to a single carrier scheduling flaw. He had sensed this for years, but never had proof. Day 30 arrived. Mark felt different. Not expert, still clumsy, but no longer afraid of the tool itself. Day 41, he focused on skill 2, concise communication. He recorded himself explaining logistics problems on his phone. The first recordings were rambling messes. So the truck arrives, and sometimes the dock is full, and then we have to... He deleted them in embarrassment. But by day 47, he crafted this sentence. When Midwest carriers schedule Tuesday arrivals after 10 a.m., we lose 4 hours of unloading time, costing approximately $2,200 weekly in overtime. Clear, specific, financial impact included. Day 53. Mark practiced this sentence until it felt natural. He used it during a casual conversation with his manager. The manager stopped walking. "Where did you get that number?" Mark showed his simple chart. For the first time, his manager asked follow-up questions instead of giving instructions. Day 68. Skill 3 began, business context. Mark spent 30 minutes daily reading the company's quarterly reports, documents he had always ignored as for executives. He learned their biggest cost center was expedited shipping. He connected this to his own work. His team controlled 73% of those decisions. Day 79, he noticed younger colleagues using a term, stakeholders. He asked Jessica what it meant. She explained it simply, anyone affected by your decision. Mark realized he had spent 12 years optimizing for his immediate supervisor while ignoring how his choices impacted sales, customer service, and finance teams. Day 92. Mark experienced his deepest doubt. The company announced another promotion, this time for a role he had informally trained for. They chose a 31-year-old from another department. Mark's hands shook for 3 hours after the announcement. He deleted all his learning files. He told himself the experiment failed. That night, Sophia showed him her improved math test. She had practiced daily like he taught her. She earned a B+. Mark looked at her proud face and felt shame. He had become the obstacle in his own story. Day 93 began before sunrise. He restored his files. He added a new rule. He would share one small insight weekly with his team, regardless of whether anyone listened. Day 107, during a meeting about delayed shipments, Mark spoke up. "I analyzed the last 90 days, he said, voice steady. 78% of delays happen with Carrier B on routes over 800 miles. If we shift just those shipments to Carrier A, we save an estimated $47,000 quarterly." Silence filled the room. Then his manager said, "Mark, can you send me that analysis?" Day 124. Mark received his first official request to present findings to department leadership. His heart pounded for 2 days straight. He practiced his 3-minute presentation 17 times. He stumbled during the actual presentation, but he finished, and 3 managers asked questions afterwards. Day 141. Skill 4 solidified. The learning habit itself became automatic. Mark no longer needed willpower to open his learning app at 5 a.m. His brain now craved the small daily wins. He added 15 minutes of industry podcasts during his bus ride. He connected new information to his growing knowledge base. Day 158. A crisis hit the warehouse. A major client threatened to leave after 3 consecutive late deliveries. Panic spread through the team. Younger managers suggested expensive solutions, hiring temporary staff, paying premium shipping rates. Mark stayed quiet until asked. Then he shared what he discovered. The delays traced to one loading dock's inefficient sequencing. He proposed a simple workflow change requiring 0 budget. The operations director listened carefully. "Implement it tomorrow," she said. Day 172. The workflow change reduced late deliveries by 92% in 2 weeks. The client stayed. Mark received a formal thank you email copied to senior leadership. For the first time, his name appeared in a company-wide success story.
Day 179. Mark reviewed his 180-day journey. He had not become an expert, but he had built 4 bridges between his deep experience and the language of modern business. He could now translate 12 years of operational wisdom into data, clear communication, business impact, and continuous improvement. He felt neither young nor old. He felt relevant. Day 180 arrived on a Tuesday. Mark walked into work not hoping for recognition, but knowing his value regardless of titles. At 10:17 a.m., his manager called him into the office. But this time, Mark did not feel anxiety. He felt readiness.
The manager did not sit behind her desk. She stood beside a chair and gestured for Mark to sit first. "I have watched you for 6 months," she began. "Not the past 6 months, the 6 months before that, when nobody noticed you were changing." She explained how she saw his first clumsy chart attempt, how she noticed him asking different questions, how his insights grew sharper each month. "Most people learn skills to get promoted," she said. "You learned skills because you refused to become obsolete. That mindset is what we actually promote." She offered him the position of logistics operations lead, a role created specifically for his unique combination of deep experience and new capabilities. Salary increase 38%, bonus structure included, authority over 3 teams. But the real breakthrough was not the title. It was the moment Mark realized the promotion was merely evidence of an internal shift that had already occurred. After 180 days, something fundamental had rewired inside him. He no longer saw younger colleagues as threats. He saw them as potential collaborators. He no longer feared new software. He approached it with patient curiosity. The shame had evaporated, replaced by quiet confidence rooted not in ego, but in demonstrated competence. That afternoon, Mark walked past the same junior analyst who had smirked months earlier. The analyst stopped him. "Hey Mark, can you show me how you made that carrier analysis chart? I have a project due Friday." Mark smiled. "Of course, come by my desk at 3. In that exchange, no power dynamics existed, only shared learning. That evening, Mark drove home as sunset painted the Phoenix sky orange and purple. He did not feel euphoric, he felt peaceful. The constant background anxiety that had hummed in his chest for 4 years had simply vanished. He walked into his apartment and found Sophia studying at the kitchen table. Without prompting, he showed her his new offer letter. She read it twice, then looked up with tears in her eyes. "Dad," she whispered, "you did it." But Mark shook his head gently. "No, Mija, we did it. You taught me that practice beats talent when talent stops practicing." He opened his laptop and showed her his 180-day learning log, the daily entries, the screenshots of early mistakes, the progression charts. "This is what real growth looks like," he said. "Not magic, not luck, just showing up for yourself every single day." Sophia saved a screenshot of his first error-filled spreadsheet. "For when I want to quit," she said. In that moment, Mark understood the deepest transformation. He had not just closed a learning gap, he had modeled for his daughter that growth has no expiration date. That evening, he slept without setting an alarm for the first time in 6 months. Not because he stopped learning, but because the habit had become part of his identity. The fog had lifted. Everything was clear. Today, 18 months after that Tuesday promotion, Mark leads a team of 23 people across 3 states. His department reduced logistics costs by 22% in 1 year, not through layoffs, but through smarter workflows he designed using the same 4 skills. He still arrives at 6:45 a.m., but now he spends the first hour mentoring 2 employees over 50 who felt stuck like he once did. Every Friday, he hosts bridge building sessions where experienced workers teach operational wisdom while younger staff share digital tools. The company now calls this cross-generational knowledge exchange the Rivera method. Mark's salary allows Sophia to attend university debt-free.
But the real metric of transformation lives in quieter moments. The way he speaks in meetings without apology, the confidence in his posture when learning new software, the genuine joy he feels when a younger colleague teaches him something. Mark never became a tech expert. He never mastered coding or artificial intelligence. He simply learned to translate his 12 years of hard-won wisdom into the language modern business understands. The 4 skills became permanent fixtures in his professional life. He spends 20 minutes each morning reviewing data patterns. He prepares one clear talking point before every meeting. He connects his team's work to company financial goals weekly, and he dedicates 15 minutes to learning something new, sometimes logistics trends, sometimes poetry, always with curiosity. When asked about his secret, Mark offers this reflection. I spent years believing experience was a destination. It is not. Experience is raw material. Without new tools to shape it, it remains buried underground. The 4 skills were simply shovels. He acknowledges the journey continues. Some days still feel difficult. New technologies emerge constantly, but the fear is gone. In its place lives a simple truth he now understands. Relevance is not given, it is built daily through small, consistent choices to remain curious. Mark's story spread beyond his company. He now volunteers one Saturday monthly at the library, not just teaching adults to read, but teaching experienced workers how to build their own learning bridges. He tells them, your age is not your obstacle. Your belief that learning belongs to youth, that is your obstacle. And beliefs can be changed, one skill at a time.
Now, here's what this means for you. Your situation is not identical to Mark's, but the principle remains universal. Promotions follow people who solve visible problems with modern tools. You do not need to become an expert overnight. You need to build 4 bridges, just like Mark did. Starting tomorrow, choose one bridge to cross first. Not all 4, just one. Bridge 1, Digital Fluency. Open a free Google account tonight. Watch one 5-minute tutorial on sorting data. Do this for 15 minutes before work for 30 days. Bridge 2, Concise Communication. Each evening, write one sentence explaining your day's most important work, including its impact on others. Bridge 3, Business Context. Read one page of your company's annual report this weekend. Find one connection between your daily tasks and their stated goals. Bridge 4, the learning habit itself. Set a timer for 15 minutes each morning. Protect this time like a doctor's appointment. Your failures are not the end of your story. They are preparation. Every time you were passed over, you gathered data about what the organization truly values. Now you know. The learning gap is not a character flaw. It is a skill gap, and skill gaps close with practice, not magic, not connections, not luck. Every day you wait is a day lost, but also a day you can reclaim, starting now. You do not need permission to become relevant again. You need only 15 minutes and the courage to begin before anyone is watching. Your story is not over. This chapter of feeling stuck, it ends when you decide it ends. The next chapter begins with one small skill, practiced consistently, connected to the wisdom you already possess. Stay curious, stay consistent, and remember, experience plus learning creates something youth alone can never replicate: wisdom in action. Your transformation starts not when you get the promotion, but when you decide to build one bridge today. Just one. What will yours be?